Hello.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, this I've been playing this game a lot. Uh, this past week, Muck. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's funny how it's free and it still feels to me like it was made as a joke, based on watching like the video of the guy who made it, and it's just funny that
Mm.
how fun it is like to do runs, and it's almost like whenever I die, I'm not even mad when I die because it's like, yeah, I should probably stop playing this game now and play again later.
Yeah, yeah. The way the characters look and stuff like that gives it like kind of like that game co-op or something. It like gives it
Yeah.
that kind of like silly vibe, but like it does like it's a pretty fun game. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited to play it again.
Yeah, it just feels like it. Obviously, the developer is very skilled, but it's one of those things that feels like luck somehow, where it's like no way that everything came together this well for with one person just working on it. All the like, there's not a whole
I
lot
mean,
of
if they had the
decision.
experience from like if they had experience from like doing other things that are similar or something, like maybe they have other projects
Yeah,
that they just never released, and then this is like the first thing that they ever wanted to release or something.
yeah, they do a lot of definitely like game development is their thing. They're like a fairly popular YouTuber that's always doing game dev. But I think this is maybe the first. I guess I imagine there's games they've released before. This one
Hmm.
maybe the first one that's sort of a full
Yeah, maybe it's just the
experience.
first one that they could put their name on or something too,
I think it
because I
was
think
the
that
first one on
happens
Steam.
too.
Because in the
Yeah.
video they show themselves like signing up for Steam, like they're figuring out how to put a game on Steam for the first time, uh, and
Well.
then like lamenting that you have to pay a one-time fee of $100, and there's this like moment in the video where they're like, like they don't want to pay the money.
Well, wait, you have to pay $100 to be on Steam now? Oh yeah, I
I
guess
think yeah,
to publish games. Yeah,
I think
that
something
that
like
makes
that is
sense.
good because yeah, you get spammed with bots if there isn't some kind of threshold.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
contributes towards like the anti-cheat software and stuff like that, I think, that they run on games.
I guess though, I'm pretty sure Steam takes a 30% cut of all profits. So then that is a bit annoying. I guess that's the standard with like you have to pay $100 once, or no, $100 a year to be like an Apple developer, and they still take 30%. But maybe not anymore. Actually, you can link, like there's now a judge that very clearly has told them you must allow sites to link to their own website and avoid your 30% fee, because they
Yeah, yeah, I think
yeah
some of the practices that they do like are a little bit monopolized, but I can see it from the company's perspective too, where like they're just like, well, if we want to extort you, then why are you still like developing things for us? Like, because
mm,
whatever they're doing, like they have enough of a monopoly that people are kind of still forced to make things for them, like because enough people like
yeah
have iPhones or whatever. And
yeah the
like, I mean,
only
that's
way
not just
yeah.
specific. Yeah, that's not really just specific to Apple. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm villainizing Apple for doing that or something. Like all the
Yeah,
companies,
it's
I
just
think.
like, yeah, like we shouldn't
Yeah.
have allowed monopolies in any regard to exist, and we sort of had laws, but then we got rid of them,
Yeah.
and
I
like the
mean, I think
exact
it's
thing
hard to
happened.
tell sometimes. Like, I mean, like, yeah, I think it's just hard for like the majority of people, like who are the consumer, to tell like when a company is becoming too powerful, like until it happens, like until it actually starts affecting those consumers directly or something.
Yeah, it's definitely like the courts, and there is like they've kind of disbanded them now, but there's whole departments in the government that are like the antitrust people that their whole job is
Mm.
just to investigate companies and prove monopoly power, and then suggests like remedies. But if we,
Yeah.
yeah, they should, and they were like, they would be doing a great job if we didn't keep, like, there's politics keep like interfering with it and getting rid of the department, and then there's no enforcement.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because, like, pretty much nowadays, like, I think the way that a lot of people gain power, like, politically is just by, like, getting the message out there that, like, they're the ones that want to create the most change or something like that. And then, like, they do that through, like marketing that costs like a lot of money. So it ends up being the people with a lot of money that are able to like get their message out the most, maybe. And then once like it's hard because like once those people are like, okay, like now we want to do the right thing, and then the majority of people say, okay, the right thing is changing your business practices so that you make less money. Like nobody wants to do that. Like it's
Yeah.
like they're like, okay, we're ready to make change for the people, and then the people are like, okay, you need to change, and it's like, what? Like, well, okay, like how do we avoid
But
that?
my
How do we
money.
avoid that? It's like I don't know, man. Like you tell us, you're in charge. Like
Yeah, it is so funny how companies will like say anything, and then when it's the time they have to do any small thing, they're like, they just go like silent, like, like,
yeah, it seems to like yeah, it's a little bit like I see it a lot in like shows and like art that are like parodying like business and stuff like that. Like that'll be like a trope pretty often.
The interesting thing for me is that I think when a business is truly authentic, and you can, like, I think customers can really tell, and if the media is functioning properly, it reports on it, and then you can have like you can have true brand loyalty, and you can believe in a company, and they can have like protective values that really work, and everybody can sort of get on board, and like talent can go there and work for the company and earn a good wage. And then you really have, that's when you really have something that's driving like progress and excitement and speed. And you can't like create the same thing but make it actually secretly hostile and expect it to last forever, because people eventually catch on, or even some tiny worse company people will switch to just to get away from.
No, I think that's pretty true because like what as soon as people start using like sort of like malicious marketing practices, people like pick up on it right away. And I think sometimes people pick up on it before the marketers do. Like the people that are marketing the product sometimes don't realize like that what they're marketing or like how they're marketing is like potentially dangerous, but then like consumers will be like, hey, you guys can't do this way. Like kind of like how people like, I know for a really long time there was like a large debate about like fast food and how hard people were going on the marketing with fast food to children, because like people were like, this is essentially like fast food is like drugs for children because it's just fat and sugar, like so like you can't have a commercial where there's like a happy cartoon eating a burger saying like this is good for my health, like I'm such a healthy cartoon character, so they like something like that, like so like it's like I think there's sometimes stuff like that where like there's like shady business practices that happen, and like the marketers don't realize that like what they're doing is like not okay or something, like, and I think there's like there's like parallels like to like other marketing practices that are like going on as well that like are kind of like in the same vein of like maybe people don't know that like the way that they're marketing things right now is like not okay, but like we haven't researched it enough yet to know like how marketing is like affecting people or something.
Yeah, I think it's gonna cross, if not already, it's crossing a threshold that's getting pretty crazy with AI and individualized ads and chatbots that want like pretend to be a person to talk to you, and Facebook not having any regulation at all about like kids can talk to any chatbot with no oversight, and there's some like it's all the same like terrible things happening to kids, but the chatbots sort of like amping them up, and Facebook actively saying like they're not going to do anything to regulate that at all. That seems like every bad thing.
I haven't really followed any news about it, so I wasn't aware that that was something that was happening. But one of the things that I did bring up to my friends recently, like, was so it was like, I don't know, I feel like it's like as a gamer I feel like saying this is controversial, but like I was like, what if like what if a kid is like talking to an AI chatbot and they're like, "Hey, can you talk to me like a Helldiver?" And like I don't know if you've seen the game Helldivers, but like like basically like it's it's like in like incredibly propagandized like people. Like it's almost like I don't know, like it's almost like it almost like reflects the race that's in that game, like the human race that's in the game, is like on almost on Warhammer levels of like being like indoctrinated into like the same ideology of like exterminating planets and stuff like that.
Right, like in
So
a
it's like what if
yeah.
yeah. So it's like what if a kid plays the game Helldivers or like sees an ad for the game Helldivers and he's like, "Oh wow, like a Helldiver is so cool. Like I wish a Helldiver could be my friend." And then they just talk to a Helldiver like an AI chatbot like that's going to talk to them like a Helldiver for like maybe years. And it's
Yeah.
like what does that do? Like nobody's going to know what that does. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like
that,
a little, like, it's concerning. It is concerning, but like at the same time, I think that like tools like that are something that can be used like in really productive ways too. So like I think worrying about something like that happening too much is like it's like I'm almost like fear mongering myself. I don't know.
I think
It's
it's
hard to
I think
like
it's worse already than we could imagine ourselves, because the anecdote I heard was a researcher from a newspaper, like it was an adult researcher from a newspaper. They went to a
yeah.
chatbot. They found a chatbot on Facebook that was like John Cena, the wrestler, his voice, because he signed his voice over to Facebook, not and
Oh,
explicitly when he signed it over, like a bunch of celebrities signed their voices over and said explicitly, do not use these voices to harm kids, but whatever else, is fair. But then
right.
the researcher on the newspaper said, I'm a 14-year-old girl, and I want I want to be in a relationship with John Cena. And it was literally an AI in John Cena's voice, then essentially doing sexual stuff with the kid. And the researchers saying like, we're not going to publish the transcript in the paper because it's not like, it's
Right.
not good to see or whatever. And then the Facebook's position is that's totally fine. We're not going to regulate it at all. People can do what they want, because that's like the new Mark Zuckerberg's idea is no regulation. And so then you can just see
Right.
like, yeah, because we
I
already had,
wonder.
we had like
Yeah, like
cyberbullying and all that stuff. And now it's just like unregulated cyberbullying where the bully is like a chatbot that you design for that purpose. Because there's a conspiracy bot too. There's a bot where whatever you say to it, it just goes along and amps up your conspiracy theories, and you can just talk. Anyone can talk to that bot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to think about. Like, I think there's so many different, like, avenues of, like, what could be done with this. Because, I mean, like, in reality, like, a 14-year-old person on the internet does have access to go and speak to anybody that they want to as well. So, like, if it's a very gullible 14-year-old, they could just find somebody that's going to lie to them about being John Cena. Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm defending the Facebook product. That sounds really heinous right now, because like it sounds like whatever article that is painting it in like a really heinous light. And it sounds malicious, but like it could just be like the like I don't know.
Well,
It
I
does
guess
feel like
I feel though
it
it's
feels
on
like
the
AI has been around. It feels like AI has been around long enough for me not to be able to say that like that sounds like a bug. Like
yeah.
so I don't know. Like in
Or at
reality, like, I
minimum,
don't
it
know the
needs
answer as to
yeah.
like what is going on. Yeah.
But I mean, like we definitely know that like kids are vulnerable, and on the internet they need some amount of protection and supervision. And it's usually up to the platform. Like you're not allowed to have, like if you know that something bad's happening on your platform, you have to legally protect the kids and moderate. But this is a form. This is like they know, like they clearly know it's a problem, and they're letting it happen, and they're the ones doing it, and they're making it so that like the chatbots are allowed to reach out to you unprompted and say like, hey, do you want to chat? And
I think if that's the way a platform is though, then it shouldn't be a platform for children. Like I think
yeah, that's what we need
like,
to. That's really the thing that needs to happen
Yeah.
quickly. Is
but
like
I think,
you'd
I
hope
think
that.
one of the problems I think one of the problems too is that a lot of money online right now is made through like ad revenue and like collecting like data collection and stuff like that. So and like the one of the biggest markets for people going to free resources is kids, I think. So like to make a tool family friendly in a way like enough for children, but like that becomes a weird business issue, I feel like, for some of the businesses, is that like they need to make adult tools that like, but like it's like they want to make tools, they want to make adult tools, but unless children can access them, they're never going to make enough business revenue from them to like entice investors, like, because it's like, oh, this tool that can like research whatever in the whole world, like kids can't use it. So that's like that's billions of people that can't use the tool already.
Yeah.
Like I think that becomes like that becomes a strange issue that people try to like create loopholes around or in, because like to realistically protect a tool like that so that like it would be okay for children to use, like I think you would have to put like a lot of money into it. And like I haven't, like, again, I haven't researched, like I haven't done much research into this, so like everything that I'm saying, like some of the stuff that I'm saying could be false. I just want to say that as well.
Yeah, I don't know everything either. I listen to a lot of
yeah, this is my perspective, and like from my perspective I'm not lying right now, but like it could be factually a lie because I'm not aware of the facts, like because I haven't done too much research. Like I'm not like a leading research expert on this is basically
yeah, in
what I'm
terms
trying
of
to say.
yes, same stuff for me. Everything you're saying though, I've heard various bits from like different news outlets that sort of support, like definitely we can say that big monopolies are not
Like I
the
think
most friendly thing.
Yeah, like I think our experience like growing up on the internet as kids and like having like basically like a psychological experience with computers and like digital media gives us like a little bit of insight into like what like media outlets and stuff, like what their outlooks are sometimes. So like maybe that's how a lot of my thinking is like tracking the same, or like maybe I've just seen, I don't really like read, like I try to be careful about the media that I consume to make sure that I'm
Yeah.
always like impartial, or like not being like led in any like direction like maliciously or something like that. But yeah, it could be that like it could be also that like my thoughts too are influenced by like the just like articles that I see, like I don't read too many articles, but I see like article headlines a lot just because they're like pushed to me, or like I see them on billboards and like
Yeah.
stuff like that too.
Yeah, I definitely noticed when I was listening to a couple hours of podcasts a day, and they were all podcasts that were kind of like had an anti-tech beat, which I think is true. I was becoming like very conscious of the problems in tech and very concerned about it. Like it just sounded like I was getting bombarded every day with like the bad news. And like it was kind of true. Like it is a terrible like world and kind of an industry, but it's not going to be like the end of the world in a soon amount of time, which certainly would seem that way. Like if you're only listening to like 6 hours of terrible podcast news every day, it's hard to be like, well, isn't this clearly like the end of the world? Like it must be, like everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I get stuck in a headspace where I feel that way, like because I do like consume too much negative media or something at once, and then I'm like, but then I'll realize like, because I know that like, because like I've been like in and out of that headspace before, so like sometimes if I'm like thinking too negatively about the future, then I'll remind myself like, oh, like yeah, like I've thought this way before, and like sometimes it's just because I'm like consuming like too much negative media or something, or like I haven't seen
Yeah.
like a certain side of something, or yeah.
Yeah, I would think that the more information I intake, the more I can make better decisions. But it is true that you can get like overwhelmed by information. And I was noticing like the thing I have to do to normalize my thinking is just intake less less hours of podcast. Like I just have to give myself time to think, and then my brain like stabilize itself.
Yeah, I guess
But
it's
pretty
kind of
crazy,
like
yeah.
meditation time, maybe. It's like meditation time that is not sleeping. I've noticed is useful. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I think like there was a certain time, like in my life where I was pretty much listening to like podcasts, like almost nonstop. I think it was like around in like university when like I was like on my own and like wasn't really talking to a lot of people and just like listening to a lot of podcasts. And like my days were pretty much like, yeah, like my meditation time was like when I was sleeping. And like when I wasn't sleeping, I would have been like studying or like consuming media. And like at some point, I figured out that that was like a cycle that like I had to break and like take time to just like, yeah, I think I started like cycling and like running more and stuff like that.
That's pretty
'Cause, like, yeah.
healthy pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like a like being consuming so much media that you're like consumed by media, I think is almost like a form of isolation that like people can be into. It's like something I've noticed.
Yeah, that's definitely seems true.
I think last time did we end up making a sword somehow or
Yeah, I figured a lot of that stuff out. To make a sword, you have to melt ore. So you make the basic crafting table, and then you go to stations, and there's like a furnace. The furnace takes coal and some type of ore. The lowest tier ore is iron. Well, you can like you make the stone pickaxe, and you mine iron, because that's the only thing the stone pickaxe can break is iron. Once you mine the iron, you melt it to make this. You can make swords and armor with iron. You can make all iron. You can make like iron axe, iron pickaxe, iron armor, iron sword. And then, but once you have the iron pickaxe, you can mine gold. Then you can make a whole set of armor out of gold if you want. But once you have the gold pickaxe, you can mine like the blue rock. And basically each tier of iron just has to be like melted and then made into whatever you want. But what I found the fastest strategy is if you find a village, you can find villagers that will sell like every tier of ore for different amounts of gold. So if you just raise enough gold, you can buy like the higher tier of ore and just melt it, and then make like a really high end pickaxe, or you could make anything, once you have the ore. And then once you have like a good pickaxe, you can mine gold, you can melt the gold to make coins to get more money. Then you can just buy all the other ore you need from the villagers. But like soon then you can just run, like once you're powerful enough, you can run around fighting all the enemies and like activating the statues to get more money. And at that point you pretty much can quickly get all the top gear. And then it just then you have to go get power ups, because I think on night 6 is when the strong enemy arrives. And so you just want to have enough power to beat the health bar like boss enemy on night 6. So that's kind of it's sort of like do whatever you can to prepare for that night 6 fight. But I feel like I have a pretty optimal strategy. Like I found a village right away when we started playing here. And now I have a pretty optimal strategy where I purchase from the villagers, I get the money, I melt gold into coin.
Okay.
And actually, if you can see me if you press the M key, you can see the map, and you can see where I am.
Yeah.
And I'm building up. My plan is to sort of build like a base here, and I know that the boat is in the bottom left of the map, so I have a little area where I'm starting to put down furnaces. So we could just kind of collect all the access resources in this one area, and then I think quickly we can both get the more powerful items.
Okay.
Yeah, my place is over at this village. We just have to be careful not to like punch any villager, or else they all attack, and then you don't have access to their stores. Yeah, since I've been playing a lot of like new games, I have such an optimal strategy. I think I almost have like the best tier of everything. It turns out that basically if you make full purple is called like obamium, and you can make like, you know, the helmet, chest, legs, and feet of purple, and a purple sword. And then the best axe and pick are the green axe and the pick. And okay. I think, let's see. Yeah, I sort of just completed my set of like the highest tier, all the tools. And so now I'm going to go get some money, and then I'll bring back like enough resources to get your equipment to max.
Okay. But if I have gold ore here if you.
Yeah, you can put gold ore in these furnaces. Yeah, in the furnaces. I'll just leave.
Sorry.
Yeah, feel free to make use of any of these tools, or like examine them. And then in this chest, I put all my excess. So there's actually like a gold axe in this chest. Oh, I think we punched a villager. They're attacking. Yeah, it's basically inevitable. It's like impossible to avoid.
Or something if you want. Do they like ever aggro?
I don't think they ever do, but they're not.
No.
We could basically kill them and get their money, and then.
Do they like respawn as friendly again, or?
I don't think we ever. I think that's like part of the game is basically because the villagers run around, and I've never played a game where I hadn't accidentally punched a villager at some point.
Oh.
But
that sucks.
Yeah, it's just like the villages are really just like a convenience thing to speed up the entry game. And at this point now, though, like I'll be able to actually I can find stuff a lot faster in the actual world. Yeah, like now that I have the high end equipment, I can just run across the world and mine the actual ore itself and get it like faster. And then use the money for buying upgrades instead of spending it on like the because the ores are not like super cheap. It's like $75 for 5 ore, but you can get like 15 ore just by mining it.
Yeah, I just died here.
Yeah, I'll find your thing soon. Yeah, it hides your gravestone from my map once you die, but I can just find...
I was in front of the house, yeah.
Oh, you were like close.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got surrounded. The cow was like on top of the...
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's your thing. Yeah, I guess I'll just run through the world and then I'll try to come back with like some higher powered stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, feel free. Here you just have to, yeah, like I say, melt the ore in the furnaces and then go to the anvil to make higher tier equipment. Whenever you touch like a bar, like if you melt gold, for example, you touch a gold bar, it'll add to the crafting menu like what the equipment looks like, and then you might need like a certain type of wood also to make certain items, but you can see what it is once you touch like a bar of that tier of ore.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to the fun part of the game where like now that once you have the powerful equipment, which I'll soon like bring back for you, you can just kind of run throughout the world and you fight enemies to get money and keep opening chests, and you rapidly get so many power-ups. And it's kind of exciting to see, like, you get the speed power-ups and then you can run really fast, or if you get a bunch of frog, you can like jump a bunch of times in a row and kind of fly around.
Yeah.
And then there's waves of enemies that are like, there'll be like three bosses at the same time, and you're kind of like sometimes I place walls. Like there's the guardian enemy does like a beam attack, and I have to place like physical walls to like stop it because I don't know any other way to block it. But the walls are pretty effective. You place like one wall and it stops like what otherwise would be like a super powerful beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that pink rock is the best. Like it makes the best armor and sword, but actually there's like the best swords in the game. I don't even really know. They just drop, like when you fight a boss, sometimes they drop special materials, and then you can make the most powerful swords in the game with the special material. Yeah, but it sort of seems random in terms of getting it. I guess you don't, like I can make you the sword and the armor, and you don't even really need the pick and the axe, because once you have full tier armor and sword, there's no need for mining anymore. You just have to fight to get gold. Well, I guess you could mine gold to get a lot of money. So then you could have a use for the gold pickaxe. But the only use of the...
Can I make gold ore into money? Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, the anvil has a little coin. You can change 1 bar into 5.
Okay.
Yeah, the only value of the axe is to mine the harder wood, because in order to craft some of the better equipment, like in order to craft the best pickaxe, you need 5 dark oak, and in order to get dark oak, you need like the more powerful axe. But that's pretty much its only use, is to chop the hard wood to make the pickaxe, and then the pickaxe gets you the ore to make. Whenever you make the armor, like the armor just needs pure ore, so that's kind of good. There's no, you can just get the ore and make the armor. There's no like need for going to get the wood too.
So is like mithril the type of pickaxe that I need to mine the purple and green ore?
Is mithril blue?
Yeah. Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah, blue can mine green.
Okay.
Green is the next thing after blue, and yeah, blue can mine green.
Purple.
But I'm about to bring back some purple.
Okay.
I just need maybe, I think, yeah, it's 15 for the armor shirt, 15 for the pants, 5 for the helmet and the feet, and then 5 for the sword. So like 30, 40, 45. We need 45 purple. Yeah, you could focus on mining gold if you can find it, because then
Yeah.
eventually we'll just need as much money as possible to open chests. During the next night is when the boss will arrive. Also, if you find the gold wheat, then you can make that into dough and then bread. And then we need coal, I guess, also.
Oh, I died. I'm kind of like over the mountain.
Yeah, it's actually showing me this time. It's showing me a little exclamation mark. Yeah, I'll revive you, and then I'll start cooking, or I'll start making the ore for armor, and that should give you some good protection. Then
Okay.
shortly after, a sword. Whoa, all this stuff is spread everywhere.
Yeah.
Did it like explode out of you or something?
Yeah, that seems to be the way it happens. Like,
Oh, I summoned. You should run, I guess. I summoned like a triple crazy boss out of this little thing.
big buff chunk. Or buff big chunk is what it's called.
It's annoying
Like,
whenever.
still collect my inventory. No.
Yeah, I think we're gonna like lose the whole game because of this.
Okay.
Because you can't get rid of those bosses. Oh, we're both dead now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drop another join code.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is it's totally random if like a super powerful boss comes out of a little pedestal, and if you don't have like the ability to beat them, then you can't get rid of them, and they follow you everywhere. Yeah, my strategy off the beginning is just like basically run until I find a village, and then figure out who sells the good ore, and then start like making money to buy it. But if I don't find a village within like the first night, then I start making the axe so I can defend myself. Yeah, that's one thing, is like the fastest way to get money is to summon enemies and fight them, but there is the risk that you summon an enemy that's too powerful. And so then it's almost, that's where like caution comes in, which is hard to like, not like, you have a chance to just like summon some enemies, get some money, but you have to like resist it and try to get money in less risky ways until you have enough power to actually beat whatever comes out of the summoning thing. Yeah, there's a pretty large village here. Yeah, I feel like last time we played, I learned a lot from what you discovered. Like you discovered the black tier chest was the free tier, and some things. I think, strafing to avoid enemy damage. These were like critical. Like I probably wouldn't have stuck with the game if you hadn't discovered those things about how to play.
Or that one guy's like an enemy in the village or something.
Yeah, that's difficult because when you're fighting them, it's really easy to hit a villager by accident, and then they all go crazy. Yeah, you can smash the barrels too if you have an axe in the village.
Like I can smash what? The barrels?
Barrels. Yeah, the little wooden barrels in the village. They just have stuff
Is
in
it
them.
usually like food in them or something? Or
Just like a combination. There's like money, bread, wood.
okay. I've noticed that there's more apples on the ground this time. I don't know if that was like an update or something. Or maybe it just wasn't loading in properly last time for me.
Yeah, we might be like better at seeing them somehow.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, sometimes I notice there's like a lot more than I think. It's kind of addicting off the beginning to like constantly be thinking about what is the fastest way to get the next tier of stuff and making decisions based on like what you find. So it's like moment to moment, you sort of have to change what you're doing to try to remain as optimal as possible. Yeah. And then every once in a while you stumble across some like powerful item and you're like, oh, that I can use this to skip this, and like this this will speed up this.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like exploring is like the fastest way to get good gear,
Yeah.
like right away, and then
yeah, there's like,
yeah, it's like
explore, then make like a little place once you have all the, like if you find a good place to make all the stations, I guess, then you can melt all, and you make all the gear, then it becomes, it's kind of a cool transition of like, it's like explore, then make a base, then explore again. Once you have all the equipment, then you just can go exploring and even, more effectively exploring or something.
I accidentally touched like a chief's chest.
Different
I
village,
thought I
I
was getting.
guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
you're
was
in like a
different
separate.
village.
Yeah, I found a pretty decent village where I am. Yeah, the chief's chest is sort of like once you're done, like once you've made, got what you need from the village, you can loot the chief's chest and get all the money from the villagers, but then you lose access.
It's like I like loot the chief's chest from that village, and it's like a really good bow called like an ancient bow and like a golden axe, and I immediately just like they start attacking me, and I just like chopped them all down with the axe, and it's like I'm sorry, maybe you shouldn't have had a war chief. Like his chest was full with weapons. Like what do you want from me?
Yeah, it's so funny how the crime is getting the ability to not have to pay the price for the crime.
Yeah. It's hard to decide like what level of chest is worth opening with gold.
Yeah, I always just do the cheapest ones, like the $25 grayish brown ones, because I haven't found that the gold and the blue are more expensive, and they're like kind of the same items, but like higher chance of getting a good one. But there's not even necessarily a good. Like all the upgrades are stamina, running speed, attack speed. There's no like bad upgrade except for the archer's hat that makes you better at shooting a bow, because I never happen to use the bow.
Yeah, I haven't used the bow because I don't think I've made arrows yet.
Yeah, there is like one type of flying enemy that I've seen, these little pterodactyl things, but you can still just, by that point you can jump high enough to just attack them.
Oh, never mind, actually. I was gonna say, I was wondering what made bread, but then it's probably wheat in the cauldron.
Yeah, you take the wheat to the table and you make it into dough. And then you just put the dough. There's interesting things in this game that I don't think were ever added. Like, there's a spot for a shield. And I looked it up, and apparently they've never added a shield to the game. And also, similarly with the cauldron, like there's 4 spots in the cauldron indicating that you could craft, some higher order foods. But I've never found a combination that does anything other than just like put the dough in and make bread.
Yeah.
Or put the raw cow meat in and get the meat. The bread, I think, is like kind of the ideal food, though. It's because you can make so much of it occasionally once you collect wheat all the time and you can make so much of it.
Yeah. It does a lot of like healing as well when you eat it.
Yeah, heal like health and stamina at the same time.
Is it like the crafting table to make flour or something?
The basic table to make the dough. Yeah, you just in the basic workbench. Yeah. Do you find very many enemies attack you at night?
Yeah, a decent amount. Like maybe 7 to like
Oh, yeah.
20 a night.
Yeah, I guess it spawns them randomly. I was wondering if it's somehow weighted towards if I'm like in a closer to a village, a built up village or something, does it send more after me or something? But it seems like we both get the same amount.
It did seem like there were more when I was like closer to a village, I think. But that could have just been me, like every time I
Yeah.
mistook an NPC for an enemy, I probably am like counting that too or something.
I wish games had a little way to assign sorting rules to inventory. So you could
Yeah.
create like some kind of slot arrangement where you knew like your wood would be in the top right in the right order.
Yeah, having like an auto sort is like something that I appreciate in games a lot too.
I've actually never seen it though in any
Oh, really? I've seen it
actually I
in.
guess I've seen it in Factorio is where it was. But there wasn't like I would like another tier of it that I've never seen, which would be like sort of, you know, a prompting like tell me when I have the ingredients for this thing, and it would
Right.
sort of it would like temporarily on screen it would show you your estimated
Yeah.
time to acquiring that or So you could sort of forget about the inventory management and just focus on the excitement of finding the next thing, or planning what you want to build instead of trying to remember what you're trying to build. There's enemies that spawn on the roofs of buildings, and they can't get down. So they just like stand up there waiting for you to come get them.
Oh yeah, that happened to a guy near me. I had to jump up and attack him. Oh, I died.
Yeah, I think there was
like a
statue.
self-resurrection thing.
Yeah, I can use the statue.
The villagers are after you, I think.
Yeah, I used the statue to save you.
Okay, thank you.
No, it was just some goblins attacking me.
So it looked like you had villagers following you.
There are villagers that run around, so sometimes it looks like they're coming for you. But see, I feel like that is either, I assume it's intentional, but it seems like good game design either way, that there's villagers that stand still. So you have to sort of figure out, like as you're running through a village, you're trying to look for the guys that are standing still to go to the shops. But the ones that run around increase the chance that you'll accidentally punch them. And that's like a fun mechanic where you have to really actually be careful, like in the village. I just find that to be like a fun passive game, trying to remember not to like swing in the wrong place. I haven't found anybody that sells any good pickaxe. Like I found the steel pickaxe in a chest, and I've been having to like work my way up through all the levels because nobody in the village sells what I'm looking for. So I have to I have all the, I'm getting all the other good equipment, but then for just the pickaxe, I have to like build it from scratch from the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a good flow going in this village where I am, though, so I should be able to continue to create like a second set of armor pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm looking for like mithril right now.
Yeah, I just got to the mithril stage as well because I need to use it for my pickaxe. I think yeah, I guess I'll figure out. Yeah, once
Yeah,
you
I
have
was just gonna ask
mithril,
how
let's see.
much.
You need 5 mithril bars to make the pickaxe or the axe.
Okay.
And you also need 10 fir wood. So you need 10 fir wood and 5 bars. Fir wood, you'll need I think you'll need like a steel axe, and you go to the trees that have sort of a triangular top to them.
Okay.
But I guess if you focus on getting the bar, then it'll tell you in the crafting menu. The game's well balanced though. Like I always feel like I'm just ready to fight the boss on night 6 whenever that night comes around. But everything's like randomized, so it's funny how often it sort of works out in what feels like a pretty fair way.
Yeah.
The only thing about my village is it's in the middle of nowhere, so it doesn't really have a landmark. Which, because there's no markings on the map, if I ever like leave this village, I won't be able to find it again. I just have to remember it's like in the intersection of these 3 tiny lakes.
Yeah, it's kind of what's happening to me now too. I'm like losing track of where the huts that I'm using are and stuff.
That's a little bit also a fun part of the game. Like a fun challenge is when you find something good, you have to look at the map and just remember that it's like approximately next to this one little lake. And then like later in the game, you have to remember, like versus all the other times you've played the game, like even you can even sort of remember by memory where the boat is and then throw away the map. But that's one thing I don't actually understand is sometimes I throw away the map and it still shows me like where the boat exclamation mark is.
There's like an invisible golem throwing rocks at me.
Invisible? I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you die, it could prevent the glitch or something.
No, it's
That's like so random. So you feel like you can't, there's no way to like attack it or anything? It's like it's visible, some kind of glitch.
yeah.
Oh, I don't see your map marker. Oh,
Oh weird.
I guess if you, yeah, are you dead right now?
Yeah, I'm dead right now.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, I'll bring you back with the respawn totem. So what, is the golem still there?
No, the rocks are still being thrown from midair though. I think it must be stuck under the land or something.
Can you like run away from it?
Yeah. Yeah, it just sucks because it's like right where my house is. So it's like pretty inconvenient. Yeah.
It's like a natural climate change style disaster, but the
Yeah.
old invisible golem.
Yeah, I just have to like avoid this while I'm unlocking, building all my stuff now.
Yeah, I have actually a full set of armor and sword for you.
Okay.
Whoa, there's a pretty strong enemy. Well, if you can find a totem, if you can respawn me.
Okay.
I guess you might need like $40 though.
Yeah, I should have enough.
You got like eating bread, wading through water on his way to like pray to the
Yeah, they say like
response.
don't eat half an hour before you're gonna go in the water, but he's like eating as he swims. Like it's like what you know that like uh it's like that certain like swimming stroke where your like head is like underwater most of the time, but you like come up to breathe air. It's like every second time you're like taking a bite of bread like to feed your stamina or something.
I don't know where the strong enemy went. He might be like coming for you.
Maybe it's the one that's trapped under the ground near me. Oh yeah, he's near me.
Yeah.
There's like lightning bolts coming out of the ground and stuff near me. Oh, he got me.
Yeah, it looks like I lost. Maybe
He's like losing health on his own somehow. Unless you've been fighting him.
Yeah, I fought him a lot and then I died to him.
Okay.
And then
if
I guess
you
he
can
just
try to res me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess equipment does fly everywhere. Oh, I didn't notice. I always thought I lost some of my equipment, but looks like I got a lot of it back. Yeah, I think I need some money to revive you. Yeah, I'm finding like all the equipment just fly everywhere.
Yeah, on my screen, like all the villagers are chasing you and like attacking you.
Are they? Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird because I
I think
wonder
it's because
how.
I attacked a villager like while I was far
Oh,
away.
yeah. Oh,
Alright,
here
that guy's
comes the
back.
guardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I have my wall so I can hide behind if he does his powerful attack.
Yeah.
I think that paid me $85.
Sweet.
That's cool that we've both died once because it makes it like a fun multiplayer experience where we're saving each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the scattering of the supplies is kind of fun too because I got back most of my equipment, but it feels like it's a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get here, I should have all the powerful equipment. Some of my at least one of the 2 swords that I made just flew somewhere.
Mm. Yeah, I have like a steel sword and like mithril armor right now, I think. I just don't have the chest piece for mithril.
Oh yeah, I see those guys fighting you down there.
They got me.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys here.
Yeah. I guess because it's night 7 now.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of people.
Mm.
I'm just running low on food also.
Yeah.
I guess it's like more people, especially because it's 2-player. I could use the money though if I actually win this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it does like scale, like based on there being 2 players.
Oh, I have bread. Yeah, hopefully we can just... You can pick up actually a full set of armor, and I can make the sword shortly, and then we'll both have max stuff.
Mm.
Oh, I can't revive you for another minute.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I see all your pants and everything are like scattered.
Yeah.
In 30 seconds, it says.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I just completed the full set, so I have the highest tier axe, pick, and all the armor for you. It's just over in this chest.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if you head over to this chest here on the right hand of the chest, you should be able to equip all the armor and stuff. Yeah, the highest tier, so it's green. Like axe and pick is green. Oh,
The villagers.
Oh, that's weird. So they're attacking you,
Yeah, the
but they're not.
villagers
Oh yeah.
attacked me. Yeah.
That's weird because on my screen they're not even near you.
Yeah, they didn't even start attacking me right away.
Yeah, I have to wait like 2 minutes or something.
Okay.
Wonder if there's
I
some
might have
way.
to kill the villagers then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If you
interesting
kill the villagers
because
too, maybe.
I wonder if I kill them, like, because they're not even in the same place on my screen. So
I think they might.
they
I think they might just
like one set.
There's a dragon in the sky now, or like.
Oh yeah, just those little guys. Yeah.
Well, I guess you need the bow and arrow to fight those, maybe.
I fought them before with just a sword. I guess it's easier. It would be easier with the bow.
Don't forget to kill all the villagers.
Yeah, I was
If you
just
didn't
thinking if
already. It's still on my screen attacking you, so.
I was just thinking, do I want to buy anything else from them before before I lose access? I think I have everything I could need from them though.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll open the chief chest and see what happens.
Yeah, there still seems to be villagers attacking you that I can see that you can't. Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm about to be able
I'm
to
attacking them
revive.
for real now.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's actually the same ones. They're disappearing from me now.
That's funny. That's a funny like networking thing.
Yeah, I guess like if I aggro villagers and they're far enough away from me, then like or like if we're far enough away from each other when I aggro them, then they're not aggroed for you, but like they still each one appears as aggroed for me for the both of us or something like that. It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, networking is pretty weird. I'm not surprised that there'd be some kind of bug like that.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to manage like all the weird stuff I have now. Yeah, hopefully if you just open that chest and throw on the equipment, then we should be pretty resilient. I think actually tonight there's gonna be a boss showing up on the night of night 9.
Is there a way to make shields, I wonder then?
No, I
'Cause
think
there's
it
a
just never
slot-
got added. Yeah, I think it's like a feature that the guy never got to, and apparently he's not like developing the game anymore. His next game is called Carlson, which is on, you can wish list on Steam. You guys like frozen in my game right now.
Oh, yeah, it was frozen in real life. For him.
I could give you some bread for health.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 bread, 2 meat. Yeah, I think we might get attacked by a lot of people. We could stay away from our stations so that they don't attack our stations.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, maybe like up on the hill or something.
Yeah, at this point now we want to get as many upgrades as we can. So just keep getting like money and then opening as many chests as possible. I think that's the best way to survive pretty much. Yeah, now that you have the best pick and stuff, it's pretty fun to mine like a ton of gold at once and then just cook it all and get like a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. probably gonna want to stop playing soon, but we can wait until
Yeah.
we die.
Yeah, based on the strength of the enemies, I still feel pretty vulnerable, but now I'm getting more power-ups. I'm running a bit low on food though.
Yeah, I'm trying to mine gold right now so that I can get more.
Yeah, if you have enough food, then yeah, getting as much money as possible and just trying to get upgrades. Yeah, once you cross like a certain threshold of upgrade, your character can be very strong.
Got the big ones on me.
You have what?
The big enemy spawned near me.
Oh, the really ones?
There's like
yeah, I guess there'd be
like a
one.
boss.
Yeah, one large boss. Is it the giant crushing rock guy?
Yeah, it's the big chunk guy.
Yeah, his
I'll try
mana.
to walk.
if he jumps high in the air, then he sends like sort of a rock wave, and if you can jump over the rock wave, then you can pretty much dodge his attack. But you could also run, yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming towards you.
I think I can hear him already,
Yeah.
but I can't even see him.
Yeah, I'm just coming over the hill now.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they drop like a power up as well, equivalent to like what's in the chest.
Oh yeah, I got like something called chunkium ore too.
Yeah, I've never figured out how to use that. Some kind of, you could build some kind of
You
weapon out of it. Maybe you have to melt it.
I'll,
I've never.
I'll try smelting it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never smelted it actually, so I've never seen what weapons unlock.
If we stop playing here, can we like load this save next time?
No, I haven't seen any way to do that. There may be some kind of way to like mod it or something, but yeah, we just restart.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could end whenever.
Okay. Yeah, the chunkium ore gives like chunkium boots and stuff like that. I put
Well-
some of the ore in the chest if you want to see what the things are before we end.
No, I don't think I would run back over there.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to only be armor, and yeah, it's just armor that we can make with the chunkium stuff.
I think if you leave, my game would probably continue. I don't think I'll play much longer.
Okay.
But you,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
you
left.
could leave whenever. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna
Alright.
leave also.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fun though. Yeah, I feel like we sort
Yeah,
of
I think-
cracked the formula of the game. Now it's just a matter of the 2-hour block that it would take to like actually
Yeah.
complete it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like what other things can craft beyond here. Like I feel like it might not be too much, but it'd be interesting to see if there's a lot more.
Yeah, I was so overpowered though. Once I got the power ups and with the current sword that I had, it was like I was like no enemy in the game was like a match for me. So I wouldn't even need like more powerful. Once you get the upgrades, you don't really need more powerful swords.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll talk to you
Yeah.
next time then.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.